Welcome to episode 10 of the One Day at a Time podcast. I'm your host Sanjna and I'm a mindset coach. I help women across the globe to create a life which is in alignment with their true selves without feeling overwhelmed. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the episode where I'm going to talk to you about how to gain clarity. But before we proceed, I want to mention two things. First thing is, if you have not yet heard to episode 9, in which I talk about what lack of clarity is costing you, then make sure to check that out. I feel if you listen to that first, this episode will add more value to you if you're aware of like what lack of clarity is costing you. And that's one thing. Another thing is that I have a free workbook and a free guided meditation which is going to help you gain clarity. So the link to those two resources are provided in the show notes or the description box. Make sure to check that out as well. So, yeah, let's proceed. In today's episode, I want to talk to you guys about how to gain clarity. And I have a couple of things to cover here. The first thing is what you need to expect, what mindset you need to have, and what's the process of gaining clarity. Also, what are those tools that you can use in order to gain clarity? So, let's get started. The very first thing is let's cover the expectations. So, when I got to know about what lack of clarity is costing me, it felt a bit overwhelming and it felt a bit like it's not exactly scary, but it kind of felt like, oh my god, I feel like I should have paid attention to this more. I feel like I should have worked on this more and all of that. And this can quickly take you down the route of self doubt, lowering your confidence, like your self confidence, and it can harm your self trust. Trust that you will make the right decisions, even though you might have not paid attention to all these things about who you actually are, like what do you want to do in this life, what's your purpose in this life. These are pretty big things. So it's fine that you had not paid attention to all these things. It's okay. But now that you're aware of it, you can do something about it. So it's important to talk to yourself in that way instead of talking to yourself as like, why the hell did I not pay attention to this sooner? It is very tempting to feel like that, but just know that you have to trust yourself in order to move ahead in a very efficient way, and trust yourself that you are going to make the right decisions now that you're aware of what lack of clarity is costing you. So that's one thing. And then another thing that I want to quickly touch upon here is the mindset that you need to go ahead with. And I feel like a lot of personal development work is like dominated with introspection, like self reflection, all of these things. So I feel doing a lot of these things which involves too much thinking will lead you to overwhelming. I mean, a little bit of thinking combined with action, combined with reflection, talking to people, moving ahead is fine. But if you end up thinking a lot, if you go into that overthinking route and not include action in it, then it is only going to lead you to feeling overwhelmed. And I don't want you to feel that. And I'm very passionate about not feeling overwhelmed because I feel that it consumes a lot of your energy and it's pretty time consuming to get out of that feeling. So just know that if you just keep thinking about it, if you just keep thinking about, oh, what are my passion, what's my purpose, it's not going to help you. It's just going to lead you to overwhelm. Have this mindset of thinking is not going to get me where I want to go. Thinking along with action is only going to get me where I want to go. And now let's get started with the process of gaining clarity. And I have kind of divided this into like 3-part process. So the first thing is zoom out. You need to zoom out of your day-to-day life, and instead of juggling with challenges such as I procrastinate a lot, I am not productive enough, or oh my god, I don't have motivation to do these things, or I have so much to do, and the evergreen statement I think that all of us would have told ourselves, and I don't think we'll ever stop telling this, but that is, I don't have enough time. So we need to come out of all these minute statements that we keep telling ourselves, and the way we observe ourselves, our day-to-day lives. We need to zoom out a bit and start thinking about your vision, at least for your near future, like the next year or so, or next 5 years. Or if that's too overwhelming for you, I know for some people, thinking like, oh, what in next year can be a little bit uh, intimidating. So for those kind of people, you can think of your life in general. What's your vision? And gain clarity on this first, gain clarity on the bigger picture first. This will help you eliminate a lot of tasks, a lot of thoughts which consume quite a bit of your time. And then what's going to happen is the priorities in your life will actually be known to you, so that you can go ahead and just start taking action. This is what is going to help you. Either you have to pick out what are those priorities in your life, or eliminate the things that's bothering you. That's when you will realize what your priorities are, and this can be done with the help of zooming out and focusing on that bigger vision, what you have for your life, or what you have for the next year at least. So this is going to help you a lot to come out of this. And you have to just keep one more thing in mind, all these reasons of procrastinating, not having enough time, like losing motivation, these are the things that are never going to go away. It keeps coming back to you. These just like they work in phases. It's gonna keep coming back to you. And personally, I am doing very active, I think I've always done some sort of personal development work, but very actively I've started doing it since 2016. So it's been more than 5 years that I've been doing, and still I go through those phases where I lose motivation or where I end up procrastinating. Those things are not going to go away so quickly that you have to wait for it to, start working on your dreams. You have to just learn to live with it. But what I can say is, I have definitely learned the skills to deal with these kind of thoughts, and I don't have enough time. I avoid saying it as much as possible. I think it comes out of my mouth when I'm extremely frustrated, but I just avoid saying it. I hate that reason. I totally avoid it. So just remember that these things are just gonna be there. You will have to learn how to deal with it. So don't 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 wait for it to start working on your vision. And the second step in this process is action. Only action is gonna help you figure out about yourself, about who you are, about what you want to do, what your purpose is, what your passions are, and all these wonderful things. Only action is gonna help you. And even journaling is an action, but only journaling is not enough. So obviously, journaling is better than just thinking, and thinking is better than non-thinking. But that doesn't mean that you stick to these individual things. These are just part of your action. And I feel journaling will help you gain clarity on your thoughts about what's going on in your head. Like, it might help you figure out, oh, ABC might be my passions. And then what you have to do is, you have to go out, test passion A, test passion B, test passion C, and then you will have a clear picture on what exactly you are passionate about among those three things. And it might be that those three things might not be your passion as well. So you need to do a little bit of more work in getting deep down in your brains. And just keep this in mind: as long as you're falling in the right direction you want to go, you're good. You're good. It's not that, oh, I'll do this and I'll figure out what I'm passionate about and I'm set for life. It's not that. It's okay if you fail. It's okay if you face a roadblock in between. I think 1 or 2 years after I started working on like myself, I felt that I had more clarity about these things. And that was me alone, like individually working, trying out things, it took me 2 years. If you end up working with someone else, like a mentor or a coach, I think that process will be pretty quick for you. And action is the fastest method to gain clarity regarding any situation in your life. It might be bigger things or it might be smaller things. There are a lot of reasons we use in order to sabotage ourselves. For example, it might be that we don't know enough of this particular thing. We have to learn something, or we have to get a certain degree in this, or we need to research more, and all of these things. Yes, I feel all of these are important, but only to an extent. Getting caught in this hole of learning, researching, studying more, taking more courses, this will not help you. You have to put a stop to it at some point in the process, and it's only when you take action you will exactly know what you need to learn about as well. So it might be that you feel like, oh, you need to know more of this thing. No, you might not even need that. Like, start taking action. Know if you what you need to know and what you need not know, and then you can do both the things simultaneously. You can like take action, you can learn about other things, and you can research simultaneously. You need not go like, oh, first I want to learn this and then I want to research about it and then I want to go and take action. No, you can do all of these things simultaneously as well. This was the second step in the process of gaining clarity. And the third one is simplicity, focusing on simplicity. Of course, gaining clarity on these bigger things, searching for answers to these bigger questions in life is not easy. But let me tell you, it is very simple. Very simple. And the easiest way you can focus on simplicity is by decluttering and, surrounding yourselves with clutter. It can be like physical clutter, it is a reflection of your mental clutter. Earlier, what I would think is that the place you are in impacts your mind, and I do feel like, even now I do feel it's true. But another thing that I've realized is that how you especially your personal space, whether it's your room or your home in general, how you manage that, how you deal with that space around you, is a reflection of how you are dealing with your thoughts. So what I would say is, if there are anything in your home that you are not using, please send it to a better home. There are other people who would want those things, who would take care of these things in a better way than you are. It's going to be useful for them. Or if it's of no use, just dispose them. Like, don't make your sanctuary, like your home, which you use to like relax, feel safe at, as a dump yard. Don't do that. Like, just purge these things. And same way with your mind as well. Whatever is not serving you, right, those might be some experiences you've had in the past, those might be the thoughts you keep thinking, and those might be the people who are always pulling you backwards, like who act as a blockage in the way you want to go. Just let go of them. By holding on to those kind of people, you are like, you're hurting yourself and you're hurting that person. Just let go of those experiences, thoughts, and people that are no longer serving you. So this is a 3-step process of gaining clarity. And now let's move on to what are those exact tools that you can use in order to gain clarity. And some of these have immediate impact, and some of these have the impact is going to show a little bit further. So the first thing, I feel, this is just my opinion, if it's your first time dealing with these kind of things, or if you have given a thought to it before but not done deep, like fully deep work, I would highly suggest that you work with a coach, or at least join a group coaching program. What I'm trying to say is, basically just have a mentor who can guide you through this process. It helped me a lot. I've always been kind of aware that I want to do something that I want to do, and I don't like being influenced by others or by others forcing on their dreams to me. I don't like that. I've always tried to do whatever I wanted to do, but I think in 2016 was when I really started searching answers for these questions very intensively. And in 2020, at the beginning of 2020, I like worked with a coach, and I feel that helped me quite a bit. The work that I had done in like the previous 4 years, I feel, compared to the work that I did with the coach for just like 4 weeks, that just transformed. The growth rate like completely went up, and it was just the speed accelerated so much. I feel that's really helpful. Just have a mentor, and once you have worked with someone, you can start doing like the maintenance work of how you do with vehicles. Sometimes you go give it for like deep service, or sometimes you just change the engine oil and all of that. So once you've worked with a coach, start doing the maintenance work and do this on a very regular basis. So the first tool that I recommend is journaling. There are a couple of methods that people follow. I'm going to tell you two, like the basic two methods. The first one is free form, and the second one is guided journaling. So in free form, this is something that I do every day. I actually do both forms, free form as well as guided forms. It just depends on what the purpose of my journaling. So on a daily basis, I do something called as thought download method. So what I do is I put a timer for 5 minutes, and I just write whatever comes to my mind, like whatever, and be aware that I feel 70 to 80% of these things that you do in thought downloads will be negative. So just be aware of that. I don't go back, read it. I don't do any of those things. I just write it and I let it go. Clear out all those surface level thoughts on a daily basis, on a regular basis. Even if it's for 5 minutes, it helps a lot. So it's easier to access those deep thoughts that are going on. And then there is another method which is guided journaling, and for that you will have prompts, and you write answers to those prompts. And those are the things that I have included in my workbook. So if journaling is pretty new, then that's going to be really helpful for you. So I personally feel journaling is the best best. I'm doing that a lot today. So journaling is probably the best method. When you put your thoughts onto a paper, you're helping your brain to filter all the information that truly matters to you. So it's definitely helpful, and I do feel than having an immediate effect, I feel this has a long-term effect, so keep that in mind. And then another thing that's going to give you like immediate effect is physical activity. So physical activity and exercises in specific releases a lot of stress hormones, and stress creates a lot of blockages in like different parts of your body. So releasing this will help you go again beyond those surface level frustration, beyond the surface level stress that's going on in your life. It'll help you pass through all that, so that you can find out the exact reason as to why you're feeling confused, why you want to gain clarity regarding what you want to gain clarity, and then you can deal with that particular reason. I feel this has a very immediate impact, so definitely try it out. And it can be like either very intensive cardio functional, those kind of exercises like high intensity workouts, or it can be workouts like yoga, when you stretch your body and when you go like slow down a bit and then concentrate, be very mindful about your body. Like both these kind of physical activities definitely helps you to gain clarity. And another thing which also has quite, I think, yeah, it does have an immediate impact, is to talk to a person who you trust. That's really important for me. Like I need to trust that person to talk to about certain topics. So what happens is that when you are talking to another person, they help you look at your situation from a different perspective, And I feel like we often look at ourselves in a very critical way. We like pick out all the minute mistakes that we have done in life, and some things that we could have avoided, but for whatever reason we didn't. I feel we are too critical with ourselves. At least I am, and a lot of people I know are. And talking to other people will just help you reduce that load, will help you take it easy on yourself. Actually, I wasn't aware that I was too critical or I was too hard on myself. It just came up in like a work one-on-one meeting, something in my previous job. We were talking about like job performance and all of that, and then my manager told me that, okay, like you're too hard on yourself, you need to ease down a bit. And after I reflected on that is when I realized, oh my god, like I'm way too hard on myself. So other people will help you, look at yourself, look at your situation in a different perspective, and they can see a lot of things that you can't see about yourself or about that particular situation. So that I feel that is definitely helpful, and it has like an immediate and a long term impact. And one more thing that's going to have you, well, I think all of these, like apart from journaling, all of these have a very immediate impact. I didn't realize until I started talking to you guys. Anyways, another thing that's going to help you have an immediate impact is organizing your physical surroundings. So I did touch upon this a little bit when we spoke about simplicity. And yes, having a clutter-free, organized, tidy space, it works wonders for your brains. Actually, I feel that when there are less distractions for your eyes, it will help in reducing a lot of unnecessary thoughts. And I have noticed that when my space is getting cluttered, like when I see a lot of clutter, it's usually a reflection of what's going on inside my brain. So I see that, I notice that space around me, and when I realize that, okay, my space is not clutter free, or it's pretty disorganized, that means I just use it as a sign to take a step back and reflect about what's going on in your mind. So this is one thing. And the final resource that is going to help you gain clarity is meditation. This is super helpful. Put on a guided, if you're new to meditations, put on a guided meditation, use a time when nobody would disturb you, and just go with the flow of that meditation. Of course, it's easier said than done, but anytime you see yourself distracted from the guided meditation itself, make sure to like gently get back your attention to what's playing in your ears. So yeah, that's gonna help you. And yes, you can use the guided meditation that I have in on my website. Again, it's free, just use the link in the description box. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is, whatever method you use, right, just get those surface level thoughts, those thoughts which have been imposed on you through other experiences, through other people's experiences, and through others' influence on you. Get that out of your system, and that is definitely going to help you to see what's exactly like deep down buried in your brain. So yes, guys, the if I would have to summarize this episode, I would say is, start with simplifying things around you. When you simplify, it's easier to make decisions and take actions. And when you take action, you will get more and more clarity. So simplifying leads to making better and effective decisions. And those effective decisions leads you to take mindful actions, and mindful actions will lead you to clarity. And yes, another thing that I want to mention is, don't forget to zoom out in the beginning and not focus on minute day-to-day challenges. So yeah, use the workbook and the guided meditation to gain clarity, because having clarity in life is like setting up a foundation. So however you decide to build your life going forward, you will have a strong foundation that will allow you to build higher and stronger. In the next episode, I will be talking about an aspect of our lives that is sabotaging the way we live our life. I feel that's a lot of people are getting impacted by that. So subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my podcast so that you don't miss the next episode. If you have any queries or topics you want me to talk about, send me a direct message on Instagram. I'm available on my coach Sanjna. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.